Hey, you guys. Good evening. Welcome to another Boss Conversations with Janeah. My guest today is Miss Jonetta Smith. She is a general contractor and she's going to spread some knowledge about 203K loans, about doing construction on your properties and flipping houses, and some of the common misconceptions that you may have heard about. So, without any further ado, let me go ahead and introduce my guest. Well, bring my guest on. I just introduced her. So here she is. Hello.
Honey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Glad to
You're
be here.
looking beautiful tonight.
And so are you. I'm so proud
Thank
of you.
you. Thank you. Well, I guess we can go ahead and get started. I want to make sure I keep the chat up so as the supporters come in, we're able to see what they're talking about. So you ready to roll?
Yes, honey, let's go.
All right. So go ahead and introduce yourself and the name of your company or businesses or what you got going on.
Okay, so I'm Jonetta Smith of JLS Enterprise. I am the general contractor of my company. And I've been in real estate since 2003. It's my love. This is what I love to do. And yeah, so basically, I'm glad that you invited me here so we can talk about it. And I want to say kudos to you too. I'm so proud that you decided to go and launch this Boss Conversations. I'm very, very proud of you.
Thank you so much. Interesting because this is how we met with
I
me
know.
doing interviews like 14 years ago. It was so long ago. And
Yeah.
it's crazy, you guys. At the time, her son was an artist. He was rapping. Me and my team, my two guys, we used to ride around with their rap van and a microphone. And I used to be
Yes.
trying to get interviews, but I did, do features with her son. And it's amazing to see he was a teen. Now he's a grown man. So we've known each other for a minute now. And
Yes.
this is dope. Now, how did you get into the I don't know, construction or real estate? How did you get into
Well,
that industry?
well, like I said, since 2003, after going through a divorce, I wanted to keep my home. And I just knew that I had to refinance my property. I wanted to fix my home, to make it more of me as now a divorcee. But yeah, and it just was the fact that every person that I came across to help me renovate my property, I just didn't feel comfortable. And I kind of know how a lot of people feel about that. So it stuck with me. Like I said, real estate has been my love, and I decided to go in full force to help others and became a general contractor 2 years ago.
Okay, and what exactly is a general contractor?
Well, we run our mouth a lot. Boss conversations is what I might say.
Okay,
So
okay.
we are the head of the renovation for a customer. Basically, the general contractor brings in subcontractors, and we all work together hand in hand to give our client a great property. But I'm like their go-to. So if it's something they don't like, something they want to change, the money, whatever, it comes directly to me first, and then I'll allocate it to my subcontractors.
Oh wow, okay. So you the big boss on the scene.
Definitely boss
And
conversation.
general contractors are usually called the GC, right?
Yes, we're the GC.
Okay, you're
Hmm.
the GC. Now, are there many women GCs out here?
Not many, not many. It's starting to, come where you now are seeing a lot of women, get into this industry. Majority of the women are realtors versus the GC or wanting to get into, renovations or rehab property. So you're gonna start seeing a lot of women because it just takes one or two of us to get out there and put our hats and boots on and really just go out for our clients because that's what this is all about.
So have you faced any like challenges, resistance, pushback, or anything being a woman or people like not taking you serious
Every
when you
day,
first started?
every day. We as women face challenges every day. What I don't care what industry we work in, it's a challenge. You just have to be strong in reference to who you are, what you want to do, and once again, it's my company. So that kind of gives me leverage. I'm not working for anyone. I work for myself. So either you gonna deal with me or you're not. Either you like me or you don't. And that's fine because this industry is for everyone. If it's not me for your GC, you will find someone else. But 9 times out of 10, I land the job because I go in with, like I said, how I was treated. I want to make my client understand and know. So when I walk away, they'll know little things that they didn't think they should know for their next renovation or if they're flipping property.
Mm. I know you've done other business ventures and you've been an entrepreneur for as long as I've known you, you've been an entrepreneur, which is dope because
Yeah,
you've always maintained a very nice roof over your head, wheels and things, everything that we want to keep in our life on top of raising three beautiful children and
thank you.
man, helping support your mom, take care of her, making sure mom is always good. It takes a lot to do all of that. Did the business ventures and the tribulations and things that you went through over the years, did those type of things help you like did they prepare you for this position? Because as a woman GC, you really, like, yeah, I know you said people could like you or not, but you really gotta you gotta have thick skin and you gotta put it on just for them to take you serious. Did your previous business ventures and things prepare you for that?
My actual job before I started my business ventures prepared me. I worked for the city of Harvey 13 years. And in politics, it's really rough.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot to deal with. And when you're in the mayor's office or the city comptroller's office, you're gonna run across the same people that's in renovations because we are the building department, we are the water department. So that's kind of what put me in the mind frame of who I was back. I started City Hall at 18, and it kind of put me in the mind frame of you can do anything you want to do, especially if you're running or a part of a city that's running daily and you're over vital records, death and birth certificates. You're over so many things for the city, whether it's city of Chicago, city of Harvey. It's just a task. So you just put your mind to knowing I have to do several things. So that's kind of what prepared me to be my own boss because you're dealing with the mayor, you're dealing with the city clerk of that city, you're dealing with so many different avenues. You also dealing with like when they have town hall meetings, that means you're putting in longer hours than just a 9 to 5 job. And this is what kind of molded me and made me into wanting to be my own entrepreneur because I was working hard, long hours for the city, so I might as well do it for myself.
Amen to that. I heard that.
Yeah.
So let's talk about 203K loans. What are 203K loans?
203K loans is a FHA government program for home buyers. You don't have to be first time home buyer, or you can already own your own property, right? And you want to renovate your property. So basically, if you bought a property and you want to renovate the property, it's all in one loan. So at the closing table, you would basically get pay off the loan from the seller, but then you will still have an allowance to renovate the property. So that's a good program going into a property where this is what you really want, but it doesn't look like updated or what you want the home to look like. So this 203K loan will work perfectly for you. And then say you already have your own property and you can't afford to fix the kitchen or update a plumbing, electrical, and you call a 203K loan specialist, and then they'll, come out and do an appraisal to see exactly how much your house costs and say, okay, you can use this amount of money to renovate your property. So it's a win-win situation for homeowners. This property has to be your primary residence.
Okay, it has to be your primary residence. Are there any other restrictions on getting a 203K loan?
Well, your credit score has to be good, so you need at least a 640. And
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
you need a 640 credit score, and you have to be on your job just with any home loan 2 years. So you're gonna go through that type of process, whether you're buying a home straight out first or you're already in the property.
So, when you're out here and you're doing business with people and people that you've consulted with, is it hard getting a 203K loan?
It's a lot of paperwork, but it's not hard.
Is it a long process?
It's not a long process. You can close a 203K loan within 45 to 60 days. You just need a good team, right? So I'm the general contractor. So I'm going to go out with you, assess the property, give you my feedback on what I think the property needs to be renovated, far as kitchen, plumbing, bathrooms, just a complete renovation if that's what you're looking to do, right? And then you have the bank. So that's a representative that's going to help you with all the paperwork to get this loan closed. And then you have, which they call the loan officers. And then they'll give you a consultant from the bank, because the consultant is going to work with you and me as the general contractor to make sure that we're charging you the right amount, or this is something that you should look into. They give you a feasibility to say, yeah, it's worth you putting 100,000 into this property, or no, this is not the renovation for you. So you have a team of people that's going to work with you. You're not in this alone.
Okay, okay, okay. So when it does come to renovating or rehabbing the house, right? Can one person, so say I buy a house and I bought a house in Harvey and I went into the house and I said, man, I don't like this basement at all. I'm about to tear all the walls down, build me a bathroom. I'm going to build a nice, pretty fence outside. When you're doing rehabs and renovations in your home, can you just do them on your own? Can you bypass getting contractors and things like that and just do it on your own? Are there any consequences to that or are there stipulations?
You mean with the 203K loan?
No, not with the 203K loan, just period. Sorry. Moving on from the actual loan and
Right.
just talking about rehabs and renovations.
I would say it just depends on the property, on what you're wanting to do. The DIY, do it yourself, everybody look at YouTube and say, okay, it's going to turn out like this. It just depends on, are you comfortable in renovating your basement? It's a lot of work that unforeseen things can happen. You just need to know, like, what's a DIY versus what's really construction. That's what I would
Okay.
say.
But what's really construction? Are there like certain codes you have to go by and stuff like that? Or can I go and make any room in my basement a bedroom?
Yes, you do have codes though. So you would have to go through whatever town, like you said, Harvey, and just basically see what's the code. If I add an additional bedroom in my basement, what is it? That could be, you got to make sure you have a fire escape, you know, and you got to make sure that if you don't use a door, you have to have one of those windows that a body can fit through. So it's
O-
just certain violations or codes that you want to be aware of trying to renovate your home by yourself.
Okay. What are some of the common misconceptions about like rehabbing or renovating a home?
That is basically what you said, like they can do it themselves. I really believe you should, even if you want to do your own property or renovate one at a time, you should literally consult with someone, that's been in rehab. Of course, you want to save a pretty penny, but you still want to make sure, that When you go down there, you're not going to pay for the mess that you make. You want to make it a dream versus a mess, if that makes sense. Because when you get that mess, then now I have to come clean up behind you, which is a fee, and then renovate. So you might as well call me because I'm going to be there to assist you from the beginning to the end. And then I'm going to bring in subcontractors that are not handymen. You got to understand what a handyman is versus a general contractor or a subcontractor. You want to hire somebody that knows code in the city of Harvey if that's what a property is.
Okay, okay. So when it comes to like flipping houses, one purchasing a house and one to make an investment of it, is that a safe investment right now? Um,
Yes,
Flipping houses?
real estate is always a safe investment.
Okay, so it's still a viable investment even with this economy?
Yes, because if you realize what happened when we started the pandemic, a lot of people that had investment property, they still was getting rent at first, but then they gave
At
them
first.
at first, but then they gave them like homeowners or landlords a nice stipend because people couldn't pay, right? Real estate is in the Bible. You know, you that's your generational wealth, right? So it's never a bad time to buy real estate. Even if the market is high, it's going to go back down eventually. And you're not doing this to sell tomorrow. Like I said, you're doing this for generational wealth. So it's always a good time to get started in real estate. This is something that will follow you, your children, and your children's children.
Mm, mm.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, generational wealth. That is what we are supposed to be seeking, trying to get. Okay,
Hmm.
okay. So what are your goals for your company as a GC? Where do you want to be in 5 years? Do you want to just work on multiple projects? Like, do you want to pass it over where you got somebody else doing the leg work? What is your ultimate vision?
To teach. My
Okay.
ultimate vision is to teach. I want to retire in 5 years. I might not look like I should retire, but retire, what does that mean? That means I'm able to do exactly what I want to do when I want to do it. So I'm never really going to step away from real estate, but it will be what I want to do versus me hustling and project after project. I want to teach. I want to educate, like right now, I'm educating a lot of people in reference to what is a 203K loan and just walk them through. I consult all the time, and that's what I love to do. I can talk about real estate, and that's another thing. You get into what you love because it doesn't feel like work to me. This is something that I enjoy doing, and I wake up and greet my clients and we get to work. And that's something that I love to do. So I don't really call it work either.
Okay, okay. You just made me think of another question about the 203K loans. So say one gets approved for the loan,
Hmm.
um, and it's time to go. Time to start the rehab, renovations, things, whatever you're getting done. What are some of the things that you've seen, like some of the complications or problems that's come up with the projects? Whether it be the money flow, the contractors, the property stuff not being estimated right. Like, what are some of the things, the issues that could come up that one might need to be looking to be prepared for?
I would say overpriced. Pad your budget 20% because you're right, the money flow. And you have a lot of people that's not really general contractors. Even if you have a license, sometimes they think, okay, this is what, I want to charge. But you need to go into what the market charges because that will hurt your client. If you're trying to do a 203K loan and saying, let's give an example. I can do this for $100,000. a complete renovation, gut your bathroom, gut your kitchen, and then you're not really looking for unforeseen issues. You always have to pad, which I teach in my 203K class. You always have to pad for unforeseen issues. And a lot of general contractors don't do that. How I know? I'm going behind couple of general contractors and I'm like, how did they come up with this budget? And I feel so bad for the client. And sometimes I'll say yes, I can assist, but now this will kind of set the client back in this renovation because I might not do a full gut kitchen because that's not what the budget entails for me to do. That might be what you want, but not, the dollar doesn't say that. It says that I can upgrade some things. You know what I'm saying?
Right, as
So
much
that's,
as possible.
yeah, yeah. And that's the misconception. You really need to stay in the market, look at what the prices for Home Depot lumber. That's another thing that has skyrocketed high. Lumber. Everybody has skyrocketed high since the pandemic.
Pandemic.
Yes, since the pandemic. And you have to stay in tune with that because if you don't, your properties or the subcontractors or the general contractor will fail. And you don't want to fail your client. You want to do your homework first.
Are you saying a lot of that where people are coming to you after they've been pretty much hoodwinked into a budget where, because I feel like man, it's so bad when I've heard of people that have paid contractors like a full or like three-fourths of the whole total
Yes,
price of a project, and at the end of the day, like the situation ends up worse than where they even started, and the contractor's nowhere to be found. All right, do you see a lot of that going on where you have to come back behind people and that's the situation?
yes. And I pick my battle. Believe me, I pick my battle because, yes, you want to help everyone, but it's like I wasn't there first. I do want to clean up some of the problem, but you have already gave this client this dream of a new renovation, and then I come in and say this is not possible. So now it's like, do I really want to do this? Do I want to stress my team out? you know
Right.
and you got to pick your battles on which ones to choose, and I've turned down a lot because of that. I want to help, but it's certain things that I can't overlook, especially when you don't bid or pad for electrical. I'm not going in to make your kitchen look good and I'm in outdated plumbing, right? That's not code. And why? Even with the 203K loans, whatever city you're in, them inspectors from the city of Chicago, the city of Harvey, they come to look at my work. So if I don't have a budget to be in code, that's my first thing. I cannot do the project.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah, that is very important. Electrical is another big issue because, I do know, I don't know if you run into this, but I've heard it before. A lot of people even try to, and this to me is the
Mhm.
difference between a good contractor, a good GC, or contractors, period, and one that's just all about money. It's a
Mhm.
big difference because a good contractor knows they're going to get the money anyway. And then
Mhm.
there's one that's only about money. But sometimes you have cheap people who will tell the contractor, like, nah, I'm not paying for that. I'm not paying to upgrade the electrical in this kitchen, but they want all new high powered
Yes.
stainless steel
Yes.
um utilities. They want all this stuff.
Appliances. Yeah.
Yeah, they want all of this stuff. And there are a lot of, because I have a friend that's an electrician, and sometimes it's just funny the things that he goes to fix or to look at, and it's like these people knew this.
Mhm.
So Do you have people that try? Because I would imagine that that may be some of the things you choose not to do. Do you have people that try to tell you that too? Like, oh no, look over that, look
Yeah,
over that.
yeah, and those are not my clients because my name is everything. So if I can't explain to you how the project should go, or you have city violations, a lot of times you'll get clients that the city of Chicago or municipal areas has came out and gave the homeowner violations, right? And they trying to wiggle around the violations. Well, those are my license on the line. So I can't wiggle around these violations. And I just kindly say thank you, for your time. And at this time, you should probably look for other general contractors or handymen because I can't do that type of project. And see, it's okay to say no. That's what a lot of people forget. It's okay to say no. You don't have to do every project. I'm extremely busy. I'm grateful for the clients that I have, and I take my time with their projects. So let me tell you, in a 203K loan, it's 6 months, or if you need more time. So you can take your time with each phase, and the client can get to understand exactly what you're doing in their home. I don't have paying clients, if that makes sense. I go through 203K loans, and the bank recommends me, or someone that's getting a 203K loan, they might come on Facebook and look like, let me Google 203K loans. My group is 203K loans and renovations. So if I'm in their state, then I get to work with them fresh, one on one, and that keeps me busy. So, and it's just a lot of you just got to pick your battle, like I keep saying. It's a lot of contractors out here that's hitting and missing because they're looking just for the dollar instead of a longevity. Like if I work a 9 to 5 job, I want to retire in 30 years. So I have to be patient, right?
Right,
So that's the same thing with contracting. If I want to be a contractor for you, I have to be patient and take my time with you. This is my job.
right, right.
Hmm.
So you are teaching about 203K loans, right? Tell us
Yes.
about what you're doing on the teaching side.
I'm basically teaching you where to find a general contractor because that is important. You need to know what to ask that general contractor, right? How long have you been in business? I'm gonna give you guys some good little gems right now that's in my
Yes.
class. How long have you been a general contractor? Can I see your driver's license? That's why you can't find the general contractor because you didn't ask for his driver's license, right? Oh, let me see your bank account because this is exactly how the bank does me for 203K loans. Let me see your bank account. Are you used to dealing with that type of money? Right? That's going to tell you right there if they've never had 10,000 at a time, 20,000 at a time for a renovation, they are not money management.
Okay.
Your antennas might go up like, I don't know if I want to give them a try, but what I wouldn't give a try is if you don't know their address. So if something happens, you can't, like you say, we can't find that general contractor. You just hired them. And you were so, well, I don't want to use this word, but
Phone number don't work no more. Don't know where he at.
yeah, but you so thirsty to get a deal. Like, oh, he only gonna do it for a couple of grand. Well, now you gotta find him because he really wasn't gonna do it. So it's a lot of things you need to ask a general contractor. It's literally about an hour interview with a general contractor to make you feel comfortable. Like, yes, she knows exactly what she's talking about, and yes, you can come see my property. Right? That's another thing. Do you have referrals? Right? So I'm going to teach you in my class all of that. Just you need to know so many things before you give a general contractor your money. The bank does it, so you can too.
Yeah, especially if you giving 10, 20, 30, 40, $50,000
That's
to
what a kitchen
somebody.
that's what a kitchen renovation can cost.
Yes.
With
Yes.
appliances, 203K loans give money for appliances. So if you want a new stove, refrigerator, over the stove microwave, they give you an allowance for appliance suite. So
Mm.
that's why I said that program is so good. But people don't like structure. Structure is good. And when you're in a 203K loan, it's structured. Bank comes out, city inspectors come out, and you have a consultant, and then you have a general contractor. You have four people that you can reach out to say, I have a question. Can you answer certain things before we start? If I can't reach you right away, and we are all in email, or we can all do Zoom, because that's what we started doing during the pandemic. You can reach us. So if one doesn't answer you, someone else will. And that's why I like this program. The bank pay me directly. I don't have to deal with the client saying I can't afford that. And that's what I wanted to do. So in the 5 years that I'll still be running hard, that's my plan, to just stick in 203K loans.
All right, all right. So where can they like sign up to be in your class and get taught?
I love you. They can get taught at 203K Loans and Renovation Ideas, or Jonetta Smith. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram. I have a website, JanettaSmith.com. So it's so many ways that you guys can reach me. I have a telephone number. It's literally for the public. So at the end of the day, if you need me to, if you're in Illinois or Indiana and you need me to come assess the property, I will do that for you.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, so you guys, she has a group on Facebook, so you guys can find that group. As she said, is 203K Loans and Renovations, right?
Ideas, yep. Two,
Ideas.
yep. 203K Loans, Renovations, Ideas.
Okay. Yeah, she's always posting in there. There's always something going on in there. As I said in our my little video thing, sis be teaching and dropping knowledge. So it's good to be able to even be in the space of having someone who already knows some of these things to
Mm-hmm.
kind of help you not have to have so many blockers when you're going through the process. Also, the more you know, the more confident you are about doing a project, or even approaching certain things, because
Mm-hmm.
some people are just they just don't even know where to begin for these type of things, like, where do I start? Some people don't even know what a 203K loan by any means is. Like, what is that? Is that a
Mm-hmm.
government loan? Like, for like, people don't know. So I love to cover these little minute things in life that really make the world go round,
Yes.
um,
Yes.
because Gucci, Louis, Versace, they don't really make the world go round. Okay, they make some of y'all look good, and some
Mm-hmm.
of y'all be still a hot mess in
And
it.
that's what I was speaking about, the generational wealth. If you're giving it to Gucci, like you said, they're not going to always make the world go round. But that generational wealth starts in property and starts in insurance. I'm leaving a legacy behind. That's how my grandmother's mother did. Like, we can go to Arkansas anytime because they paved the way for us. They work, they pick cotton, and they still have the homes there. So anytime we want to go visit our family or see our heritage, we can go.
That's a beautiful thing. That's a
Yeah,
beautiful thing.
yeah.
It's so sad that the way people, especially when the elders get old, how they get tricked out of their properties, and then a lot of their children and grandchildren don't even know.
Mm,
They don't even have that respect of keeping the property or keeping it in the family. Some people be so bitter. I'm not letting none of my family move in. And it's like they just don't understand. Because I mean, even here in Chicago, we have a lot of property that's been come down for generations in our
mm-hmm,
family. And
mm-hmm,
we are big on keeping those pieces of property in the family. It's very important to us. And it
mm-hmm,
should be very important to you as well. Even if you starting late, even if you're the first one to kick it off for the
mm-hmm,
generations to come, that's okay. It doesn't already have to be embedded in your family. You can be the one to start it off, to kick it off. And so just think, when you pass away, even your children have somewhere to go. Your grandchildren have somewhere to go if
mm-hmm,
they need,
mm-hmm,
or they have something to make money off of, or they can
mm-hmm.
stay where they want to stay, all kind of things. Generational wealth is a beautiful thing. Okay. How do
Yes,
you define success?
I work. work, and prayer, because success starts once the vision is there,
Right.
right? And like you called me and said, "Can you come talk about?" That means someone know. I must have did something right by someone for them to say, "Okay, Jonetta, give her a call, or let's interview Jonetta." And that's work. So with if I didn't work, people wouldn't know anything about it. I wouldn't be able to help someone else. And then they can go testify about it. So success starts with first work, and it then starts with you guys basically saying Jonetta, Jonetta. That name just keep ringing. That's letting me know through my failures, I'm still being successful, right? So that's what I feel will keep me pushing. I hope it keeps a lot of other people pushing. Your vision. Your vision starts, you write it down, you make it plain, right? And once you do that, here comes success because you are now facing it head on. You're now saying, this is what I'm going to do, right? That's
Right.
success right there because a lot of people don't even take that step, right? They don't even
Right.
say, oh, I can't do it. So it talk themselves out of success, right? So I feel that once you start that vision, you write it down and make it plain, here comes success. Even
Yes,
through
ma'am.
failure, here comes success.
Yes, ma'am. What
Yes.
are the qualities of a successful GC?
Caring, number one, because you go into the property, you cannot go in there like we just was talking about how much money I'm gonna make. This has to be something you love. Any job or any business venture you get into, I love it. A lot of people say, no, you don't have to love it to make money. I feel differently, right? I want to wake up feeling good when I go to work. A lot of people say, oh, I cannot stand this job, but they make money, right? And that
Right.
that will make you sick. That will make you stressed out. You start going to get anxiety. So I really feel that I have to love what I do. So my first thing is caring about what I do and my name, so that the next person can say, "Girl, call Jonetta." She's a female general contractor, but she got it. She know what she's talking about.
Mm, that's dope. That's dope. Tell the
Hmm.
people again where they can find you, all your information.
So you can find me, Jonetta, Jonetta Smith, on Facebook, Instagram. My website is JanettaSmith.com. And then the 203K Loans Renovation Ideas is a private group. So you will answer a couple of questions because we all want to be respectful of each other. But before we close out, because I know that's where we're going, I just want to tell you I appreciate you. I knew you, like you said, from the time that when you met my son. Do you know he just bought a home last week?
Yes.
That's
Yes. I'm
because
so proud of him.
yes, he's not married, no children, and I stayed on him from the time he bought, rented an apartment. And I wanted him to, experience that as well. But my thing was, okay, son, I practice what I preach. So you gotta buy a house eventually. Mama, I'm not married. Mama, I'm not married. But I just wanted to let you know that the guy that you interviewed, what, 13 years ago? No, probably about 12, 14 years ago. Vontae is doing good, and he's always been respectable, and we love you because you highlighted my baby from in any show he did. You was right there with us, and it was about time you came back. I'm proud of you. I
Thank
I wish you
you.
so much success, which you have it now, because we're
Thank
talking about boss
you.
conversations, and I just want to say I love you and thank you for this platform.
I love you too, sis. It's been a long journey, and I know you are a boss. Okay, I've seen you wear some boss hats. Anything you touch, you be like, "Phew, we
I was
going
the first.
up."
I was the first when Javante was rapping. I was the first person to bring Travis Scott to Chicago.
Yes, I know. At
And
the
look at him
Metro.
today. So,
Right, right. Look, think
mm-hmm,
about I think about that. And y'all sold the place out. That was a great concert. You had some great local artists there. Like you had the
mm-hmm,
top local artists there too that
mm-hmm.
opened up for them. And just to talk about even how a boss move that was. You invested that money because it was a dream of your son's, but you brought Travis Scott here and your son he was like, you made a way for him to be like a second headliner under a headliner. While like it was just such a boss move. It was a
Thank
boss
you.
move.
Thank you. Well, like I said, where there's a will, there's a way. And you always have to think like that. Like, don't wait on someone to say yes to you. I wasn't waiting for the industry to recognize my son.
Right.
I wasn't waiting for someone to recognize me in renovations. I just stepped out on faith. And like I said, and I started writing it down like, okay, Lord, this is what you told me to do. And once you do that, then that's where all this reaping the benefits come in and all the success come in.
Right. Are
Hmm.
there any other business ventures you want to talk about?
No,
Okay.
I'm really content, relaxed, and enjoying exactly what I'm doing. But outside of that, once I go into my fifth year, I'm about to be a grandmother. So all I want to do is teach. I just want to teach about renovations. I want to teach about, I'm gonna tell you everything. So when you go see a new general contractor because I'm retired, no, that's let me ask you these questions first. So I'm gonna educate you about it.
Sounds like a good book coming. Sounds like
Definitely,
yeah,
definitely.
sounds like a book with a workbook to go with it that they could take
Come
with
on,
them
speaking to it,
and
speaking
fill
to
out,
it.
you know what I'm saying, with their
Yes,
questionnaire and have a different page for the different GCs that they interview. It
speaking to
sounds like a
it.
whole little master class coming together right
Yes,
here.
yes.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
receive that. I receive it. I receive it.
Yes, yes. And hey, we put that out there in the air, let that
Yes,
thing get up there and just go all the way up.
yes.
Okay, because as I said on my post the other day, I have a cube vision. I
Mm-hmm.
definitely see bigger pictures, and that is
Mm-hmm.
a blessing. Like God be putting these visions on me, and
Mm-hmm.
I had to start using them for myself though, because I was
But
using them
I'm
for
coming to
everybody
get
else.
you. I'm coming to get you though, because when you said that, just chills came down my spine. Like, okay, so you talking about something. What? Let's have a lunch or something about that one, because
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
definitely exactly what I envision myself in 5 years, just teaching, just really, going out to different states and cities. Atlanta keep calling me, emailing me. Okay, can you come to Atlanta? Sure. I would love to
Yeah, I
go.
mean, but they're building like crazy because
Yes,
of how many people are moving there, have moved there, and are projected to move there this year. It's bananas. So they're building so much, they're renovating, they're remodeling so much. So it's mad
mm-hmm.
money there for
Yes,
sure.
yes.
And it's mad people that are becoming entrepreneurs now that are stepping into these different categories and see this is a type of this is a type of category, career, industry where you don't have to go to school and get a
Mm-hmm.
4, 5, 6, 7 year degree to
Mm-hmm.
be able to succeed in it. This is where, one thing I always say is people need to, if your kids, if school ain't for them, teach them how to use their hands. They need to
Mm-hmm.
pick up different construction. It's a lot of money in construction, like
Yeah.
all phases of it, all
But
around.
you do go to school for a little bit, but it's like you said, it's not 4 or 5 years. Um,
Right.
I did my roofing contractor's license so that I can understand what's going on the roof, right? And I did that last year, and literally I studied for like 2 months, and then once I studied, I went to downtown Chicago and took my test. And then that's what you're doing for paint. You're doing it for all that. So it take 2 or 3 months out of your time just to educate yourself and get your license in each one of the trades.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you
Mm-hmm.
gotta get some kind of licensing, but
Mm-hmm.
they don't have to be in school for no 6, 7
No.
years.
No.
Some of our kids that really, like, torments them because
Mm-hmm.
school ain't their thing, and
Yeah.
so, a couple years versus
6 years.
Yeah, because a kid that struggles usually is not going to make it out of college in 4 years. And that's something that people need to be realistic about too. Um, to make it out of college in 4 years, you have to take full loads the whole time and you have to
Hmm.
pass everything, you have to, so most people who struggle, they don't really do it in 4 years. So there are alternatives for our kids.
Definitely,
And
definitely.
I'm glad that you're stepping out to teach some of these, because even if you start giving these nuggets and teaching, this will even help some of the people that's in school,
Hmm.
learning the concepts in which they're reading and
Hmm.
studying. When you have somebody that could physically,
Talk to you about it.
I'm
I
sorry,
can't hear you. Yeah.
I had to let
Okay.
them know.
Okay.
All right, all right. Well, you have any last nuggets you want to give to the people?
um, Join me over in the 203K loan renovations and ideas, and we'll drop gems to you guys every day. We're there every day to answer questions and get in one of my classes, because what you need to know is what construction is.
Okay, okay. What construction is, what your limitations are, what you can and you cannot do. Okay. Well,
Right.
well, thank you so much. This was such a good conversation. I will get with you so I can make sure I have all your information correct in the description, and your interview will also be up on the web page. My dog.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Queen. I really
Thank you for
appreciate you
having
taking the
me.
time. You're welcome. You have a good night. This was awesome. We'll be coming back again with some updates.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. All right, you guys. Another boss conversation with Janeah. And so thank you for tuning in. And as you know, we're out. We'll see you again next week on Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm out.